Hello guys, here we are with new video on sulfur attack phenomena. As we know that during hydration process, Bogues compound of cement react with water. Okay, and what is hydration process? Hydration process just means like cement is reacting with water. Hydration itself contains hydro. Hydro means water. Okay, that it is a chemical process and it is exothermic process. As you can feel, if you put some water in cement, it will some heat will evaluate. So it is exothermic process. So we are talking about that when in hydration process both compound react with moisture, but both compound, and what are both compound? Both compound, that four both compound we find in cement manufacturing, at C3A, C4AF, C3S and C2S. Among that, for C3S reacts immediately with water, it is hydrates first. Okay. But there is a problem if C3A is present in excess. C3 is present in excess, then it will make cement unstable. Okay, unstable. How we are saying unstable, or we are saying it will make the cement less durable. Now that's explained by that process explained by sulfur attack phenomena. Okay, look what happened during hydration process. That C3S plus water in hydration process react and gives CSH gel, that C3H2 gel, CSH gel plus calcium hydroxide, and C2S plus water gives CSH gel plus calcium hydroxide. What is the problem here? That if 100 part of C3S is there, then it will react with 25 or 24 part of water in hydration process and give 75 parts of CSH gel and 49 part of calcium hydroxide gel. While in C2S gel, if 100 parts of C2S gel is present, it reacts with 21 part of water. Here 24 parts, C3S react with 24 parts of water and C2S react with 21 parts of water, and C2S gives 99 part of CSH gel and 22 part of calcium hydroxide. As you know, calcium hydroxide is we will see it later. Okay, so here we can come on some conclusion that C3S required more water than C2S. Okay, and C3S is giving less CSH gel than C2S and more calcium hydroxide than C2S. Okay, and here CSH gel, that this CSH gel you are looking, it is mainly responsible for strength or for binding action in cement. Okay, remember this is responsible for binding action in cement. So for ultimate strength it is responsible. Okay, and this CSH gel is called calcium silicate hydrate gel. Okay, that's why if you remember, we say that C2S is responsible for progressive strength or ultimate strength. That progressive strength means progressive strength there means that it is ultimate strength, because ultimate strength we get in later stage. Okay, here is the reason, because C2S gives more CSH gel and C3S gives less CSH gel. So C2S gel is responsible for progressive strength, or we can say ultimate strength. Okay, now calcium hydroxide we found in C3S gel, which is more than C3S gel, which is more than C2S gel, is responsible for lack of durability. Okay, and how calcium hydroxide is responsible for lack of durability, we will see it later. Okay, but for having an idea, you can think that calcium hydroxide calcium. You may remember that calcium hydroxide gives unsoundness in cement. That's why due to unsoundness, volume change, so cracks develop, so there is less durability of structure. Okay, and as we already seen that in C3S, calcium hydroxide is more comparison to C2S. That's why I have told that if there is more C3S in cement, it will make cement less durable. Okay, like here you can see C2S in C2S gel. In C2S gel, calcium hydroxide is less, so durability of structure is more. And CSS gel in C2S is more. So binding gel more, so ultimate strength more, so durability of structure is more. While in C3S gel, it is just opposite. You can refer this point. Okay. So we can conclude that most durable or structure compound in cement is C2S, or among all four compounds or four Bogues compound in cement, C2S is most stable or more durable, because it is giving here we are saying most durable is stable in comparison of ultimate strength, or which compound is giving ultimate strength. Since C4AF and C3A is not giving strength, so we are not talking about them here. We are comparing here C3S and C2S. So C2S is most durable stable compound among all four Bogues compound. Now here come one question: how calcium hydroxide causes? Calcium hydroxide causes lack of durability or unsoundness. So here is the reason I am telling you in the form of question. Actually, it may be asked somewhere in interviews. Okay, how calcium hydroxide is responsible for lack of durability? Actually, sulfur attack. Here comes the phenomenon of sulfur attack. Here we are now going to explain what is sulfur attack. Actually, sulfur attack is mainly responsible for lack of durability in structure due to calcium hydroxide. Actually, what happens in cement soil, cement, water and soil, we generally found sulfates. Okay, sulfates are already present. You can't actually prevent them 100%. They come from pesticides, industries, okay, from bathrooms, kitchens. They can come from, and in farming we use some chemicals. So sulfates can easily come in soils, so soils, clay, so that in cement we mix clay. So in cement there may be 100% possibility that sulfate may be present, and mainly sulfates of sodium and potassium are present. Actually, what happens when sulfates of sodium and potassium react with calcium hydroxide? Okay, calcium hydroxide. This calcium hydroxide came from C3S and C2S hydration process. Okay, that gives CSH gel plus calcium hydroxide. Then this reaction gives CaSO4 plus NaOH and CaSO4 plus KOH. Actually, then this CaSO4 calcium sulfate further react with excess C3A. Actually, then it further reacts with C3A present in cement. It will give a compound called intringite. Actually, this is main culprit. Intringite is main culprit, and this intringite is called calcium sulfoaluminate. Its name somewhere asked in question, that compound formed with the reaction of calcium sulfate plus C3A is intringite or calcium sulfoaluminate. Okay. Actually, the volume of calcium sulfoaluminate is around 225 times C3A. So as volume increased in cement, so it will get expand. So cracks will develop in the structure. So durability of structure will reduce. So ultimate strength of cement will reduce. This all phenomena is called sulfur attack phenomena. I think समझ में आ गया होगा. मैं इसको एक बार फिर से एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि Na2SO4 प्लस K2SO4 जो जनरली सॉइल्स में प्रेजेंट होते हैं, सल्फेट्स जो है जनरली सॉइल्स में प्रेजेंट होते हैं, सॉइल में प्रेजेंट होते हैं, मार्शी लैंड में प्रेजेंट होते हैं और सी वाटर में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. एक्चुअली दे आर प्रेजेंट ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवेयर. ओके, तो जब भी सीमेंट वगैरह हम यूज़ करते हैं तो उसमें सल्फेट एक्सटर्नली आ जाते हैं. अब वो सल्फेट जो है कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड से रिएक्ट करते हैं. कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड जो कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड C3A प्लस C3A के हाइड्रेशन से आया हुआ, C3 और C2A के हाइड्रेशन से आया हुआ है, वो कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड रिजेक्ट कर जाते हैं सल्फेट से. सल्फेट नॉर्मली प्रेजेंट होते हैं सोडियम और पोटेशियम के, तो फिर ये दोनों रिएक्ट करके बना लेते हैं कैल्शियम सल्फेट. और नो कैल्शियम सल्फेट एक्सेस C3A के साथ, एक्सेस C3A एक्चुअली जैसा मैंने बताया था कि C3A ज़्यादा होगा तो उसके साथ रिएक्ट करके प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करते हैं, सल्फर अटैक की फिनोमेना होती है. तो वहाँ से रिएक्ट करके फिर वो CSO4 C3A के साथ रिएक्ट करके इंट्रिंगाइड बना लेता है. इसको हम लोग कैल्शियम सल्फो एल्यूमिनेट का ही एक नाम है, कैल्शियम सल्फो एल्यूमिनेट. एक्चुअली इसके कई नाम है बट ये एग्जाम में पूछा गया तो मैंने बता दिया. आप गूगल पे सर्च कर लेना, इसके 2-3 नाम है, उनसे भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. ठीक है, तो इसको वॉल्यूम इसका जो है 225 टाइम्स हो जाता है. तो इंट्रिंगाइड का वॉल्यूम 225 टाइम्स ऑफ C3A होता है. सो वो एक्सपेंड करते हैं तो हार्ड तो जो है अब हार्डन हो चुका है सीमेंट, सो उसमें क्रैक्स डेवलप होंगे, सो ड्यूरेबिलिटी कम हो जाएगी और अल्टीमेट स्ट्रेंथ कम हो जाएगा. इसको सल्फर अटैक फिनोमेना कहते हैं. अब इसको हम रोक कैसे सकते हैं? एक्चुअली 2 प्रोसेस है, 2 तरीके हैं जिससे हम इनको रोक सकते हैं. पहला प्रोसेस क्या है कि यूज़ लो हीट सीमेंट और स्लो हार्डनिंग सीमेंट. एक्चुअली लो हीट सीमेंट में होता क्या है, एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपन इन लो हीट सीमेंट? इन लो हीट सीमेंट C2S is more and C3A are less compared to OPC. Actually we are here comparing with OPC in low heat cement or in rapid hardening cement, everywhere in cement chapter we are comparing with OPC, which is better or which is inferior. Okay, so in low heat cement C2S is more than OPC and C3A and C3S are less than OPC. So we can easily control sulfur attack phenomena. How? Because here excess C3A was causing sulfur attack phenomena, and C3S was causing sulfur attack phenomena because it is giving more calcium hydroxide and less CSH than C2S. So if C3S will less and C2S will be more, then sulfur attack phenomena will be less. Okay, one method is this, and another method is use cement which has no sulfur. So you have to reduce sulfur, but you can't reduce it 100% or very efficiently because there are many sources of sulfate in soil. So this is not controlled process. This is not a better way. This is a better way, controlled process in which we can use low heat cement. Okay, like we can summarize everything here. We have to reduce intringite. Okay, intringite we have to reduce intringite, and to reduce intringite we have to reduce C3A. And by how C3A will we have to reduce C3A and reduce CSO4. Okay, CSO4, and CSO4 will be reduced if sulfates will be reduced and calcium hydroxide will be reduced. Okay, because calcium hydroxide when reacting with sulfate, then it is giving calcium sulfate and sulfate from soils. Okay, then if you reduce this, it will be reduced. And how can you reduce calcium hydroxide? By reducing C3S and C2S, because C3S giving more calcium hydroxide is reduced by increasing C2S and decreasing C3S, because C3S was giving more calcium hydroxide.